Hi.
We're back.
I'm so glad that we're back in the studio.
I know.
It's been
We've
a while.
Gone a little bit.
Yeah.
Life has been going on.
Yes. Yes. But we have a new studio, which is exciting.
Yes. We need to do a video of the studio per my daughter. She says we should show y'all around.
Yeah. Well, we have a few
Laura.
weeks before the, what is it called? The acoustic panels come. And I think when they
She
come
has
in.
done a lot of work and is still doing a lot of work to get this ready. I'm so appreciative that she's doing it. Oh.
Well, it's, keeps me out of the bars.
Yeah.
Keeps me out of trouble.
There you go. I said to her this morning when I came over that I felt like somebody had stolen my sparkle this morning, but she told me I had
That was after I was like, you look so beautiful.
She did tell me that when I came in, and I was like, oh man, I do feel like I just need, I don't know, maybe we need one of those Rocky songs or something to play in my head before we start this.
Oh. You know what?
I need to get pumped
Our friends
up.
need that too. So we have these buttons, and we get to put in special things that they're like sound effect buttons. So this one on the top, we're going to put our Rocky song in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
need
a great
something to
idea.
pump me up a little bit sometimes.
great
Sometimes.
idea.
I had girlfriends here for a week, and then they went home, so I don't have them. Yes.
I never got to meet Amy. I did meet Janet. She was a lovely person.
Yes.
Yes.
Amy's my friend that has long COVID, struggles a lot with it.
Yeah.
Really sad.
Yeah. That was
But
sad.
she's doing better, but just makes me sad because she's a super person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we've talked about a number of things. Let's start with the video that I posted this morning, and then I had to list it as private because the audio, when I played it back, it plays back fine on my computer, but when I played it back, because Eric wanted to see it, and it was on the TV, it was not right. The audio was not right. The audio was way too soft when I was speaking, and then when the typewriter sound effect
was
happened,
loud.
it was super loud. It scared my dogs to death. So I said, okay, well, take it offline and let me fix that, and then I'll
that was
repost it.
loud, but I thought the rest of it, I didn't notice any problem with the sound.
Yeah,
But
I'll repost it so the sound isn't going to scare anybody.
it was like, I thought, oh, that is loud.
So let's start with that, though. I want to know what you not what do you think about my video, but what are your thoughts on the, I hate to say trend, but I do think there's a lot more people now, younger people, that are making that decision. And so I want to know, what do you think about that, adult estrangement?
Well, when you first started, I thought, how sad, and why is that a trend? And why are there so many, what I consider, weird trends? And that's one of them, that you would not communicate with your parents. I know that it's easier now because back in the day, nobody really left wherever they were raised. They stayed, they carried on the family business, or they did something else. The world wasn't as open to us as it is now. So to be estranged from your parents would have been more difficult, I think, because you were there. And now it's so much easier because most of the time they've moved away. If they go away to college or they go away to work and they meet someone they marry, usually they stay or something like that. So you are separated by the miles. So it's easier to not talk so often or not to have anything to do with your parents. But I guess your video to me was more about there were reasons they chose to not want to communicate with their parents. So if you put that into the mix, then I mean, what is the reason? You know, I honestly went through some of that with my children at different times, my daughter and my son. And I will say that it was my fault for things that I did during their more high school probably than any other time, high school and early college. And they had reason. That's the puppy.
Should we pause? Should we pause? Let me go address that.
Okay, I was
That
on a
would mean
roll, but we
address
can pause.
my husband, who God knows where is he in the house that he is not hearing that.
Yeah. we can
Okay,
pause.
let me go take care of it. Now, where were we?
Okay. I was saying that I kind of went through that with my children at different times because of my, well, I just didn't parent very good. A mother should put their children first, and I did not. And I put, well,
We all do the best that we can do. And you,
I could have done better.
weren't you a single mom?
I was.
Golly,
But
you can't.
And it would have been okay had it been someone that probably appreciated my children.
Oh, you're
and
talking
was-
about the relationship.
Yes,
and
the
stuff. That's-
relationship.
yeah,
So it pulled me away from
happens.
them, and I neglected things. They didn't go without food or clothing but they went without nurturing from me. And I can give all the reasons why I thought I was right, but I was wrong.
So I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to just say your children are in your life today.
Yes.
So if there was a period, what you're saying, there's a period of estrangement where you had to show up for them in order to renegotiate that relationship. Otherwise, I know that
yes.
because you wouldn't be in their life today
Yes.
if you hadn't shown up in some capacity.
Well,
to hear them.
Before they even wanted me to show up, I had to have patience. I had to admit to myself that there was a reason this was happening, and I was responsible for it, and that I had to be patient enough and pray that they worked through it, and we could come back together as a family. And it was hard. It was hard on them too. I mean,
Absolutely.
there was anger and hurt feelings and everything, and all of it justified on their part, So it was a big thing for me to learn because, I think I was always in control or whatever, but I just had to sit back and be patient and wait and prove to them that I wasn't that way anymore.
Yeah.
And that's from my perspective. Their perspective may be different, but it was at different times, and I'm still probably working on it with my son, but it's so much better, and I'm just happy every time we can have good times and good communication. So, but it's not something, if you're in it or if you come into it or if you're on the other side of it, if you're on the other side of it, you probably know that it's not a quick trip, and you have to have a lot of patience, and you have to be willing to say, I messed up.
That is a huge dividing line between people who are not narcissists versus those who are so defended, which in the video earlier I talked about. Narcissism really is a defense. There's so much wounding there. There's this insulation where the person doesn't even know they have shame.
See, that made me think of someone in particular, which I probably won't talk about on here, but it made me think a lot about, if that were true, what is his pain? And I could understand some of that too. So that was very interesting. I appreciate that.
Well, it's an insulation. Well, so back to what you just shared, and I want to say thank you for
Yeah.
being courageous to share that. I absolutely know that you, for someone, anyone whose children have confronted them, and I've been confronted with both of my daughters, and I see that really as a life passage. The big word is differentiation. They are going to become their own person when they leave the family system. They're going to become their own person, and they, as a part of their growth, are going to look back on where they were hurt, because growth is all about identifying the pain and healing, right?
Well, that old
And
adage,
so,
out of adversity comes growth.
yes,
So
yes.
it's true.
And so, I don't know that there's a parent on the earth that at some point in time isn't going to get confronted by their child in the ways that they were hurt. And, I could talk with you at length about what you went through, but I generally 100% believe that we're all doing the best that we can with the resources we have. And the, telling your hurt child, adult child, well, I did the best I could. That ain't gonna fly.
No.
But it's going to help us to tap into the strength we need to tolerate that shame. Because
Yeah,
if we're
I
confronted, we're
can't,
going to all feel shame.
I can't agree that I did the best I could. I functioned at a very selfish level at that time because I needed some attention that I had not gotten for a long time. But it was not the time in my life that I should have done that. I should have waited. I should have finished my job. Your job's never finished as a parent. I realize that, but I should have finished that that season of their life better, and I didn't. And I can never go back and get that back. Okay, that's sad.
I think that you're hard on yourself. I love you, but I also believe that there's a reason that it was a priority for you to get that kind of love and attention and all of that. And that's not your fault that you wanted it so badly or needed it so badly that your children would become secondary in that time.
Well, yeah. We'll have to agree to disagree because even though I thought I needed it and it was not even a healthy relationship. It was with someone that was very narcissistic. How do you get so messed up? Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
One of the things that,
Ooh,
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
It's life.
Well, your heart is open, and I do love that about you.
Thank you.
The same woman that is so fun and can be so funny has a real tender heart. And
Don't let that out.
keep that under wraps. Oh my gosh.
I always say, don't tell people
Oh
that.
my gosh. Well, if only, I think it's really a gift for other parents, the ones who might watch that first video that have had their child tell them, that's it, I'm done with you. To know, number one, prayer is a good thing, and to be patient for them to work out what they need to. And the gift that you gave your kids is
Well, you have to let them take their journey.
But you identified what it was that you did that hurt them and the ways that happened, and you're holding yourself accountable. So I, as a therapist, think that you can give yourself more of a break than you are. But the fact that you're holding yourself accountable for that is what allows your adult child to feel heard And because when we're not heard, we're going to bring the same thing up over and over and over and over. It's just not going to go away. And there's no shame, blame, flip happening here, right? I don't, yeah. And shame sucks. We don't want to feel that. We don't want to believe that we were less than perfect or that we really screwed up. No.
No, you don't want to, but there are times in life you have to. Or you don't go forward, or you don't get mended fences with people. You know, I mean, it's a bummer. But if you refuse to do it, you're stuck.
And you're going to be very alone.
Yeah, you're stuck
Yeah.
right where you are.
Yeah. Well, both of my daughters had, they're very different. Very, very different women. And one's 40 now and one's 38. And when they were younger, I was a single mom, 11 years, and my mental health was literally at a crisis point for years because I had PTSD from pretty severe childhood trauma. And in that process of recovery, there were lots of times that I just couldn't be present really with them. And Jessica has reminded me of different things. And I literally, we're talking like it started maybe when they're around 25 when they start letting you know kind of. And oh my gosh, it was just so hard to hear. But our job when we're confronted by our kids, our job is to hold on tight to any shred of self-love that you have and listen. So don't let the shame cause you to just flip it back out on them and have anger towards them and you weren't whatever. But to just hold on to you and just be present and listen and ask them, is there more?
You may not be able to do that the first few times they share with you, which I didn't. I probably did the flip thing and tried to justify myself.
Yeah.
But you finally have to come to the fact that that's really not what you should be doing. Yeah. But I do want to correct myself if I gave that impression that I was open-armed and open-minded from the beginning, because I wasn't. I was very defensive, as to why or whatever. But at the end of the day, I was wrong. And they had a right to be angry, and they had a right to voice it, and they had a right to process it. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for sharing that, honestly, because it's raw and it's honest.
Yeah.
And I wish.
But hopefully somebody else can know that, if you get out on the other side of it, hopefully you have a great relationship. Yeah.
And look at that. You've got these grandbabies.
Oh, they're wonderful.
And you have shown up for them. You've shown up for your children as a grandmother.
Yeah.
And I'm just like really wanting people to hear how this is the success story. And have we ever talked about this before? No. We have never talked about this before. Susan was so busy with her friends and all of that. And I thought, well, I'm going to do this video because I saw so many people online bashing therapists and just feeling so much pain over estrangement. And what do I do? And I just woke up that morning convicted. I'm going to do a video. I need to do that. We hadn't talked about it.
No,
I didn't
usually
know you had
she'll
that.
say I posted a new video or something before I look at it, or before I've had time to go look at it. And today, actually, I was sitting in the car waiting on my husband to get finished with his retina therapist or his retina doctor, whatever.
Eye doctor.
Eye doctor, specialist. And I thought, oh, she posted a new video. And I almost got to hear all of it. And then he came out and got in the car. So I got just a little bit to finish. But we had not discussed it. But it sure did bring up a lot of stuff for me, which is good. We want to laugh, But we also, if we are in the process of our enjoying ourselves, if we can help somebody, that's just a win-win, you know?
Well, and I feel like we started out with we're just going to do all funny, which, you know, I love that part. But I also know you're one of the most authentic women I have in my life. And I pride myself on authenticity. Like, just be real. So we need to share that, I feel like. And that's what we're doing. And we live on the Emerald Coast, so we're the Emerald Coast ladies.
Not everybody likes that we're real.
This is true. And yeah, this is really true.
That's what I've always said. You may not like me, but you'll always know me as far as what I'm thinking, what I think about something.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say thank you to my wonderful partner, Susan, for being so vulnerable. And it really is true. Once you see someone's vulnerability, you cannot help but love them. I hope you all have a really good week coming up and that our weather gets cooler. Take care.